Jeremiah Moore with
Luke Trebor.
and today we're going to talk about the Bonfire of the Vanities.
Tom Wolfe is notoriously known for his satiric style of writing. He was able to capture the 1970s and 1980s American politics perfectly in his first fictional novel, The Bonfire of the Vanities.
The novel main character Sherman McCoy calls himself, and quote, the master of the universe. Off the bat, in the beginning of the novel, this quote is able to characterize American society as possessive and driven by wealth. Continuously pokes fun at the social issues presented in the novel. When we look at the novel as a whole, the social issues are ambition, political corruption, racism, and social classes. The creation of Lawrence Kramer and Peter Fallow were a result of him trying to address multiple social class issues. Lawrence Kramer is a middle-class man who is unsatisfied at home. He's an assistant DA of the Bronx legal system, and his ambition grows as he tries to seduce a juror.
Paul, on the other hand, is a bum. Barely having enough money to sustain an alcohol-ridden lifestyle, he is a writer who was assigned a Henry Lamb case, which he thought was a joke at first, but little did he know it would change the rest of his life.
The Lamb case develops into a main focus of the novel as a young African American is hit by alleged driver Sherman McCoy. Outrage ensues in the slums as Abe Weiss pushes for African American support in order to gain their vote in the next election.
Characterizes the era of the 1970s and 1980s New York City as one lacking human nature. He goes on to point out that men only use women for their sexual attractions and sexual interaction, and that women only use men for the monetary gain.
In the novel is District Attorney Abe Weiss, as he uses manipulation and blackmail to propel himself to the forefront of the story as he gains popularity in order to gain re-election. The novel itself serves as a main theme in the novel because the Bonfire of Vanities conveys that it is the burning of sinful actions.
The novel The Bonfire of the Vanities, Tom Wolfe, he brings to the forefront one of the most influential characters of the novel. His name is District Attorney Abe Weiss. Now, we talked about him before, and what his role is, as proven in the book, is he is someone who is a manipulator. He's constantly backstabbing people in their political positions, and he is what Tom Wolfe uses to show the political corruption going on in that era. He is able to manipulate the voters around the next election, and he's able to use one of the most influential characters, Reverend Bacon, who's a preacher of the slum community, or the African American community as he calls it. District Attorney Abe Weiss, as proven in the book, will do anything for the upcoming election, and he is the 1970s-1980s political corrupt figure.
Quote by Reverend Bacon, quote, "This is a tragedy. A fine young man has been struck down, God-fearing, church-going, never in trouble, graduating from high school, ready for college, and somebody comes along, some rich white people, in a white man's car, and they run him down and never even stop," end quote. Analysis of this quote. If you think about this quote, it's essential to the story because Reverend Bacon is he's gaining all of the African American population of the Bronx and trying to take down the white power in court.
McCoy's downward spiral into nothingness shows that arrogance, ego, and greed were all too often in the 1970s and 1980s era, and his high viewing of himself eventually brought him down in the end. Tom Wolfe's book, The Bonfire of the Vanities, though it was a very popular novel amongst the people, it did not meet the same success in the theaters. It was transformed into a theater for the screens in 1990, and it pretty much sucked.
That's a wrap on The Bonfire of Vanities. For me, Luke Trebor.
And Jeremiah Moore.
Thanks for watching.